And you guys?
Oh my
Beautiful.
gosh, the beards on this page right now.
I actually trimmed it up a little for Christian today. I didn't want to look too grizzly.
Oh
What
my
happened?
gosh.
That's a lot of technology behind you there.
Yeah, no, those are just my photo lights, my friends. All right, I'm going live on Instagram now. We're live on Facebook.
You're live on Facebook. Let me share, man.
And then you're going to, yeah.
Live on Facebook. Which Facebook?
Mine, Adamo Notarantonio.
Adamo Notarantonio.
And then we can just share it to ours, right?
Yes. Here we go.
Great.
Start.
All right.
Share.
So let's, Christian, I mean.
Wait a sec. Let me just share here. One is sharing. Yes.
You would think the king of technology would have this done in 3 seconds.
And
Okay.
let me just go back here, and because I'm sharing in several pages. Come on.
I love it.
All right. I just shared on mine so that way. Did I do it? I did. Okay. Tell us when you're ready.
It's going.
I'm sure our Instagram live people are waiting patiently right now.
Oh, they don't.
I shut off the comments because you know what happens there.
Go for it.
We're good.
There we go. Good morning, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, it's here locked at home for already almost 2 months.
Yep.
The rules here in Spain are pretty tight. You have to really stay at home, otherwise the police runs after you.
This is the longest that you've ever been home, I bet. 2 months?
It is the longest I've been home for I don't know, several years probably.
Yeah.
But I in 2 months or almost 2 months, I left literally my door 2 times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's really like locked down.
So Christian, let's open up. I mean, I think everybody who's here, who's watching, really knows who you are, but let's just be fun about this. And why don't you tell us, what are you known for?
What I'm known for?
Yeah, what are you known for? What's the big deal with Christian Coachman?
It's not the beard. It's not well trimmed.
No. This is just completely untrimmed. It's like just letting it go. Mm-hmm. But what I'm known for, I think people know me for enjoying good parties, maybe. Or putting good parties together.
Yes. Yeah, I had a good time. Teaser slides together. I was trying to figure out which ones I should show, and there were some funny ones. But go ahead.
And on the dental side, I think people know me. A lot of people know me because of my dual training, dentist technician. So people usually refer to me as a dentist technician, dentist. Mm-hmm. People got to know me. You know, the first concept that really opened the doors of the world for me. I published a series of articles on the pink hybrid restoration and the clinical, surgical, technical protocol with those partial bridges with artificial pink. That was a big topic for many years. Yes. A lot of people know me because of the global EMAX campaign and the posters that were all over events with me and a couple of other guys as the
actually that ad was a big deal. I mean, it really brought a lot of awareness to people, you know, and a lot of people would look at it and be like, who are these guys and who's that one, you know? So yeah, I remember that ad. It was a good
that was the first time that a dental company actually developed a marketing campaign like any other top industry would do, like really creating, using the professionals as stars of the campaign and really investing on a communication that looked like non-dental, very cool. So that was something very, very, was an important moment for me. And I'm always thankful for Ivoclar for opening that opportunity for me. And after that, of course, came DSD, and people know me nowadays because of DSD. So I think it's a couple of things that I was lucky enough to go through a couple of projects that really became known internationally.
Yeah, you know, Amanda and I, we try to talk a couple of days before and put some questions together to see, you know, so we have something scripted and not just off the cuff. And I wrote, my first thing down was, who are you? Dentist, ceramist, entrepreneur, trapeze artist. I mean, you've worn like 20 different hats already, and you're not an old man, young man. So
Yeah.
you've done a lot in a short career. And I think that's inspiring to people like me. I know Amanda, even the younger generation, to see what the possibility is of us not just being drill and fill dentists, right? So there's so many different avenues I think we can explore.
I coincidentally, I was actually, working on a slide today for, I'm working on my book, my DSD book, and it's a crazy amount of work, but I was working on an intro slide about all the jobs that you can have inside dentistry and all the new careers that you can really get. So you can, actually, dentistry is extremely generous because you can be almost anything inside one profession. And I was just writing here, you can be a clinician, a scientific researcher, a teacher, speaker, R&D, IT developer, marketeer, business manager, public health. You can work, you need to combine skills that are from the medical skills, clinical skills, hand skills, business skills, marketing, customer skills, engineering skills, artistic design skills, communication, research skills, IT skills, entrepreneurial skills, and leadership skills. So dentistry, at the same time that gives us this amazing opportunity to be whatever we want, it's also very challenging because you need to combine most of the time several of these skills to succeed in every job that you pick,
Yeah, crazy. And I have one interesting one because I did a little background research on you, young man. Is it true that you are a Brazilian 6th generation dentist, and in 2019 your family line has worked in dentistry for 170 years, plus it's been verified by the Guinness Book of World Records? True or false?
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy story. I always tell people that I never thought about being a dentist as I was a young man. I was a teenager. I never had that definition in my hand, and it was a last minute decision, but there was really no way around, and probably my ancestors were guiding me from above to just, even if it doesn't make sense now, just go for it, and something will come later on. And yes, because, 6 generations since 1850, first graduation. That's my great grandfather, American, by the way. And then the second generation came to Brazil, also as dentists. And then third generation was already born in Brazil. That is my great grandfather. And then my grandfather, his brother, then my father and his brother, me and my brother. So yeah, 6 generations. In 1994, we were featured in the Guinness Book, something that we are proud of, as the longest family in dentistry in the world, 6 generations nonstop. So yeah, and by the way, I was born on the day dentistry celebrates their patroness.
No way.
Saint Apollonia is February 9th is the day I was born.
That's really cool. And what about your oldest son? He's a teenager, right, Christian?
He's not a teenager anymore. He's 23. So
no.
Yeah.
Any chance that he's going to go into dentistry?
No, he finished his business school already, his college. He's finishing actually this month right now.
Yeah.
And hopefully coming to work with us, at least for a period. And so, yeah, but not a dentist. He's already gone in a different path.
Yeah.
but somebody has to follow, I hope.
Yeah. And tell us how many kids you have.
So I have 4 kids. So the one you mentioned, Gabriel, is the first one, 23. And then Rafael is 11. These 2 are from my first marriage. And then with my actual wife, I have 2 more. I have Thomas, that is 3, and Elena, that is 1. And they
look just like Nicole, I think. From what I can tell, they look like Nicole, right?
They look a lot like her. Yeah, they look a lot like her. You know, the same way that my 2 first kids, everybody says that they look a lot like my ex-wife as well. So nobody seems to look like me. But they're all great. They're all great. I'm blessed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. I haven't seen Nicole in a long time.
Yeah.
In a few years, you know.
Yeah, really.
But I love keeping up with them and seeing them grow. It's amazing. When I met Nicole, it was before. I mean, you guys were just engaged. You weren't even married yet. And I remember just talking about, because we were working out and going for a jog and stuff, and she was talking about having kids and exercising and staying in shape, and it's neat to see. I mean, I'm sure she still does all of that now, right?
No, she's doing great. She's more in shape than ever, even from before. She's now more in shape than before the kids. She is very disciplined, and she does great. Yeah,
I believe it.
Great.
I believe it. So what do we want to know about Christian? Let's go.
Well, I like some of your questions, so I want to pick one because I don't know what the hell you were doing writing these down, but they are interesting. So let's just throw it out the box. Okay.
Bring it.
How's this one? You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be and why? Amanda, were you drinking when you made this?
Definitely. Drinking some wine. You know, I was just less being facetious when I said, Christian, tell us what you do. I mean, we all know what Christian does. I mean, he's been so active during this whole time, you know, with everybody being home. He's doing these live seminars every day. I just wanted to be lighthearted about it and let people kind of know Christian, because you opened it up in the beginning and you said, you know, I throw good parties, I do this. Like, yes, if people who know you know how colorful you are and how fun-loving you are. And so we were just coming up with these questions, you know, to kind of just see, and you're very artistic. So it was kind of an interesting question.
Yeah, I love colors. And if I could pick one, I would probably pick pink.
And tell us why.
First, because I really love pink, and I think it gives a very nice touch. You know, if you're wearing something pink, you know.
Yeah.
Second, because pink was the first topic that opened the world for me, and I was known as the pink guy, and the pink technique, and the pink lecture.
Yeah.
And third, because pink is usually a color that guys don't pick. And I always like to do something different, to challenge myself and challenge the status quo. So pink is my color.
Pink is also my favorite color, but I do notice you use it a lot in your lectures too, in your slides, as like the highlight and the accent. Yeah. So that's a good one.
Well, I'll throw another little bit of pink history out there. So I'm known for being the black man, wearing black everything, but my 2 actual favorite colors are black and pink, and we know why they're black and pink, because Elvis Presley's favorite 2 colors were pink and black, and I love pink.
Oh, that was Elvis Presley's favorite colors.
Yeah, Elvis's favorite colors. And let me just tell you a little something about Christian, because I remember the first time I met him, I was nervous as can be. It was 2016 in Toronto, and we were both getting Evie Awards for the AACD. So I'm backstage. Nobody has any idea who I am. My name doesn't even fit on the screen. It's so damn long. And right behind me is Christian. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Christian Coachman. So I turn around, introduce myself like a gentleman. I mean, super nice.
Met him on stage?
I met him right in the backstage the first time.
1 minute before going on stage.
1 minute before going on. So then after he saw me, and I took a nice picture with him. And then maybe a year later, when right after I met you, Amanda, I was going to the Coy Center for the DSD course.
Mhm.
And you showed the case with Elvis and how you had the models of the scanned teeth.
Yeah.
And Amanda messaged
Oh,
you.
I texted you, Christian. I was like, oh my gosh, can you get the file for that for my friend?
I sent you the file, all right? I sent
right.
you.
So I'm in my conference room in my office, and right next to me is the room I work in. And on the counter are gold-plated teeth that you sent me. I printed them. And the lab guy who did it for me made me the crown on 18 where Elvis was missing his number 18. So I have a ceramic crown on it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to walk and get them and bring them out in a minute because it's kind of comical to see.
So just for everybody to understand, I got as a gift from a friend. I got as a gift of a friend a stone model that looked very old and ugly. But when I turned upside down the model, on the backside was there Elvis Presley 1974.
That's
so this friend of mine gave me the real model of Elvis Presley's mouth. So I couldn't believe. I actually didn't believe at the time. I had to Google his pictures and look at that. That's I can recognize. That's
Wait,
him.
let me see the. Is that in occlusion or is it slightly apart?
No, hold on.
Occlusion, yeah.
Nice.
And there's the ceramic crown. We made him on 18.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
He put Elvis Presley's signature on the side.
That's really cool.
It's my most cherished Elvis gift, and I have every Elvis memorabilia you could think of, and this is definitely my favorite. So thank you, my friend. And I cherish this very much.
That's really cool. So you met Christian backstage.
Backstage.
Yeah.
I met Christian at Dental XP. Gosh, was that had to be
that was
8-9 years ago? I don't even know. Long time ago.
Yes.
But back then, Christian, I was in a course at Dental XP with you, sitting in a room with 20 people, building DSD on Keynote, drawing the teeth. And it's so special because to see where you've just exploded. I mean, from that time till now, it's amazing to see. And I was privy to go to the first DSD World Tour in Miami too.
Oh, that was a happening as well. That was a brave move. A crazy course because we didn't have any experience. That was the first real special course we organized, because before that, from 2009, 2013, I was giving small courses and in places that I knew, and we really took the risk. And at the time, Facebook was kind of starting, and we were able to grow with Facebook, and nobody actually knew what was DSD, and we promoted the course. We got almost 150 people there, but we had no experience organizing, so we had many issues with the organization. The place didn't have a screen, there was light coming in, and we had to improvise.
It was still so much fun, and we learned a ton. It was nice to see how much you've grown in this short amount of time, and it was to keep track of your journey, and to see how it's evolved. And it's so different now because it's funny, I still do DSD the old school way on my Keynote, right?
The classic DSD.
And I know that you have apps and you have labs and you have all these things, and I actually need to get reacquainted with that because I don't even know how to do all that. Like I still like to build it.
We'll get there. But with the beginning of this year, we were actually celebrating 10 years of DSD, a decade of DSD, right? We started 2019, and I was putting researching all the pictures, pictures from all the courses, like hundreds of pictures of we went to almost 70 countries, 140 cities to give the DSD course during this decade. Amazing pictures. It was very emotional for me to put these pictures together and create a timeline. We made a beautiful timeline to celebrate the decade, and also to see the evolution, as you said, the way we started with the technology that we had at that time and the technology that we have nowadays. But the basic principles are still exactly the same, the basic principles of what we wanted to achieved 10 years ago with technology are still the same that we preach nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know, did you ever have another DSD Yacht Week?
No, that was
The one and only?
definitely a top 3 DSD experience that I tell everybody. People cannot believe that happened actually. That people don't believe that we actually did something serious on the boat, and we actually did. We enjoyed a lot the interaction. We had half a day of lecture and interactions, even though the probably was not the main focus, but it was an amazing invitation. I'm still very grateful for that experience.
No, it was so fun. And to give everybody an overview of what happened was, it's actually almost 5 years ago. We, a group of doctors, COIS doctors, that are my good friends, and hopefully they're on live now, but we wanted to take a vacation with our families and meet the spouse, the kids, all this stuff. And we had planned it. And Shamik had a patient who had a big yacht and said, you can use our yacht, just pay for a captain and fuel, whatever. So we planned the whole thing, but we ended up with kids and spouses. It was too many people to fit on the boat. So Shamik's like, guys, we can't take kids and spouses. We can't fit everybody. So it's just us. And we're like, we can't just go on a yacht without our spouses to Spain, in Mallorca, like, what are we going to tell everybody? And so we're like, okay, we got to turn this into CE. We got to make it, a dental trip. Because if it's a dental trip, then we can go on the yacht in Spain. And we're like, who do we want to bring on a yacht for CE? Like, it's got to be somebody we want to hang out with. That's going to be good learning value. And we were like, Christian. It was so great. And it was literally, it was an amazing time, but we woke up, we still set our alarms, and we got up and we did DSD till
every other day. There was somebody missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe snoring while
yeah. A couple sleeping in front of me as I was speaking. And yeah, but we took it seriously. And I still remember the when you guys invited me, we want to do a DSD course on a yacht. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, I love these ideas. You're like, Christian, are you comfortable with this possibility? Are you like okay with it? Are you kidding?
That's right up your alley.
Yes.
So, and those pictures, if you guys saw that I posted for this Instagram Live, there's one of Christian jumping off the yacht in what looks like a really beautiful dive. But if you watch the video, you can see the actual dive that took place. And,
that picture, it looks like I'm like, I don't know how many, like super high in the sky. And it was kind of high. Yeah. And it looks like I'm a professional diver, but the way I fell in the water, it hurt for a couple. I was like,
yeah, I took off diver off the original question. I left trapeze artist, but I took off diver after seeing that video.
well, this is okay. So this is a question because I remember we were all making fun of you when you came out with your Speedos, but tell us why Speedos instead of swim trunks. Why do you prefer one over the other?
Oh man, there's so many advantages to wear Speedos. There's so many advantages. It makes no sense to go inside the water or be around the water without, wearing a Speedo. First of all, you get a better suntan. You don't have those lines on the middle of your tie. It's ridiculous. You change the
Allie's watching. Yeah. I hope Allie's watching right now. Yeah.
The other thing is that it gets wet and dry super fast. They don't get saggy. You don't drag water when you're swimming. It's one advantage after the other.
I know. And I remember you telling us this because we were swimming I don't know where we're swimming to, back and forth, and Christian was racing some of the other guys. I didn't partake in this. But Christian,
and he got 3 miles an hour more because of the Speedo.
No, I mean he was faster than everybody.
A couple probably because they had like those big.
I'm completely and utterly surprised at this right now because I get what he's athletic and he's in shape, but he's also a visual guy into beauty and likes pink. And certain people, like post bodybuilding me in a Speedo, would look so ridiculous that I would never wear it. I would wear a sheet over myself before I did that. So you're leaving out the most important thing. How you look is very important. Okay. I don't care how fast I would swim, because I wouldn't swim fast at all. But Christian, you're killing me.
Christian can pull it off, you know.
In Brazil, everybody wears a Speedo. Everybody,
yes.
in any shape. You wear a Speedo and everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. Yeah.
But what he just told you, the advantages, was the exact conversation we had on the boat, because he came back from swimming and all the guys were like, man, you just had like 3 beers and how could you beat us swimming? And he's like, it's because of the swim trunks, you know. And he gave all the same reasons why.
But I remember when I moved to Atlanta. Was the first time I was really experiencing US in my whole life. You know, before Atlanta, when I moved to Atlanta in 2004, I didn't travel at all overseas. So, you know, at that time, people in Brazil stayed in Brazil. We didn't travel.
Right.
So when I first moved to Atlanta, you know, Atlanta, it's kind of a conservative city in a conservative area. I was in a nice neighborhood. They had it's like a community swimming pool. And the first day, boom, I take my Speedos and I walk, and the pool is full of people, and I can see people, and you're not going to the pool with this, right? So of course I am. And at the time, you know, so I had much longer hair. I had earrings. I was driving a convertible Mini Cooper right when they released the Mini Cooper, and the Mini Cooper was kind of European, metrosexual, whatever, undersized type of car. And so there was a whole package: the Mini Cooper convertible, the Speedos, the long hair, the earrings, and pink clothes. So like 9 out of 10 people, they were 100% sure I was gay. Everybody. And people were like, you're very courageous. You're very brave to, you know, just to be gay and just to be fine with it. And I'm like, what are you talking? I said, yeah, we know. He said, no problem. We're trying to, you know, be careful. It's a southern area. You know, people are kind of uncomfortable. And what are you talking about? So it took me a while to understand, but I took the risk, you know.
Yeah. Hey, gotta be you, right?
Hey, Christian, I want to touch back on DSD for a second.
Tell me.
You know, Amanda talked about the original version with the keynote and how it's evolved. And, you know, I didn't have much experience at where Amanda started. I started to get a little more experience, and I actually use it a ton now with Justin from Midwest. We do a boatload of cases. And as a matter of fact, one I was just about to recently complete for my course mentor exam was done completely DSD designed, all digital, full mouth reconstruction. Amazing. And for me, what really pushed me over the edge for 2 reasons is when you went to 3D, right? Yeah. Because sometimes I would have patients see the 2D and it was a cool transformation, but the naturalness of the teeth wasn't there digitally. So they were like, that kind of looks a little fake. I don't like it. Even though we were looking at the shape, they were focused on the color, which all patients do. But now, converting it to 3D, printing a model, making a matrix, and actually putting the matrix in the mouth and them seeing it, I mean, the acceptance rate has been outstanding. And they love the little slider video that they get to go with it. So I think a combination of that for me really put DSD over the top and was able for me to incorporate in my practice. I can't do them myself with a busy practice that I have. But, you know, Justin gets it done in 15 minutes for me, and I have everything done. So for me, that was a huge step. Can you talk about the transformation to that? And then where do you see it going from there? Like at this point, I say to myself, all right, they're 3D. There's nothing else to do. But I know in the back of your mind, there's got to be way more coming. Not that you have to divulge all information, but
no. It's actually very clear. It's a very clear path from the past to now, and from now to the future. Just, you know, to understand the process, the evolution of smile design in general, not only digital smile design. We are very proud to be able to develop some of the steps and some of the concepts, but it's the evolution of smile design, meaning the evolution of the process of trying to make smiles fit faces, trying to make smiles look natural. These are the 2 challenges, and try to make smiles connect with function. So these are the 3 challenges of a smile designer, right? So we came from a world that was a face bow. The face bow or whatever device was trying to give that connection face model, face articulator that was always very limited. And then with our own hands, we were waxing up cases, trying to do natural morphology, and then trying to bring upper and lower together to give back function. So these are the three challenges. Yeah. The fourth challenge was actually to make patients engage and buy the idea and invest on the idea, right? So this is basically, we worked on all these things. So at the beginning, the process was look at pictures and try to wax up respecting the face, completely guessing. Then we developed the 2D classic DSD. That was the first system to actually bring the face to the model and give references, and technicians all over the world used the classic DSD for so many years, and many use till today. And still, if you're not in digital, in 3D, the classic DSD is a great tool to minimize the mistakes. So you would design digital 2D over the picture, and then with some tricks, translate to the model and do a guided handmade wax up. Of course, that was great, but there was a lot of limitations still. You had to rely a lot of hand skills. It was still a little bit of guessing and so on. Then from 2D digital to 3D digital, we went to 2D digital, 3D handmade. Mm-hmm. Then the revolution really happened was when we went to 2D digital to 3D digital. Mm-hmm. So the first that were able to allow us, at the beginning, we were still designing on Keynote and exporting the pictures with the lines into the 3D software, calibrating the STL to the picture, and then doing the 3D wax up, the digital wax up, guided by the lines. And that was huge. That was an amazing revolution. And that is still the concept that, that we use still today, that actually every company started to copy. Every software company went backwards and started to copy this DSD idea of start simple with the face and 2D lines, calibrate the STL, and then allow your 3D technician to do the 3D guided by 2D lines. So no software had that at the time, because all the companies were investing super hard on 3D, not taking the face in consideration and not creating this link, right? So the revolution really happened when we were able to work on a software 2D, 3D. As I say today, you know, 2D simulations have been around since ever. This is not something new. For 30 years, there are softwares around to simulate smiles, before and after, you know, that simulation. It never really took off in dentistry. It was just a gimmick. It was just a little game, you know. First, it didn't look natural, but the main problem of 2D was it didn't have a link, a precise link to 3D. So there was no guarantee that the rest of the treatment and the final restorations would copy.
Sure.
So it really didn't take off. Today, the magic happens because this is possible with super extreme level of precision. Whatever you do in 2D in 3 minutes, like you said, Justin, any person that practices, for example, the DSD app in 2D can do a beautiful smile design in 5 minutes. First of all, that looks super natural, so the 2D simulation becomes very attractive to the patient. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that the 2D becomes 3D in the app, and you can export to other softwares, and then you can print or you can mill, and you can try in the mouth things that are exactly the copy of what you did in 2D. So if the patient asks that embrasure to open a little bit, or the midline to cant a little bit, or the centrals to be a little bit longer, whatever modification you do in 2D, in 5 seconds, the technician can transform that into a perfect 3D. That can be a mock-up, a provisional, or a final restoration. That is the revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, the precision, like I said, I have a handful of full mouth rehabs, open vertical, and when I would just try the matrix and the temps over and the patient closes, I'm like, yikes, no adjust, nothing, absolutely nothing. So, I mean, obviously you need a technician who's skilled, like Justin is extremely skilled at it. That doesn't change.
Dentists and technicians, we still need to be skilled, right?
Absolutely. But the precision was pretty mind-blowing,
And it only gets better, you know?
And Christian, how big is your operation, you know, gotten now with the number of team members or employees that you have to kind of facilitate the app and the lab and all that's, you know, just has been happening over the years?
Yeah, this is also part of our decade celebration. It's crazy to see what happened. For the first 4 years was just me, my mom. For the first 2 3 years, my mom was my assistant, and that was this DSD, me and my mom.
Yeah.
Then Nicole came on board and became part of the team. Then my little brother John, was holding the cables and mounting the projectors. And then in 2004, my brother, Francis, the dentist, joined and moved to Madrid, and we started the planning center and the 3D software project. That was a big thing. And then Ralph came on board 3 years ago with the 3D DSD app. Then we merged with a marketing agency, and now we are a full service marketing agency, and we open a full service lab as well. That we serve all customers from all over the world, So from that, me and my mom, nowadays we have offices, the headquarters where the planning center is, and our printing center as well. We have our office in Sao Paulo and our DSD lab in Rio. We have another big office in Miami, where JJ is taking care of North America, and the DSD app office is as well. DSD marketing is in Liverpool, and we opened almost a year ago DSD Shanghai in China. So so we have 6 offices, and we are now more than 100 people. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if you won a lottery ticket tomorrow, and you had all the money in the world, how would that change DSD for you? What would you do for DSD?
Better ship some to New York.
I would create the vaccine for this virus. That would be the best thing for DSD.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Yeah. I mean, globally more, or like, what are your plans?
No, I think the next big thing, of course, we are improving in systems in general. When you reach that size, you need to professionalize the systems, customer support, the details of the quality of the workflows, of the processes. Everything is really getting better. But I think the next cool thing for us is really the artificial smile design project. Something that we believe we are really pioneers and ahead of the game. This is a collaboration. This is the partnership with Ralph. And it's something that we are putting a lot of energy, because as Adamo asked, what is the next thing? The next thing is, it's really, the concept is there.
Yeah.
How modern dentistry will look for the next 10, 20 years, for me, is very clear. The new principles of patient digitalization, cloud dentistry, virtual dentistry, digital team communication, 3D virtual simulations, digital communication with the patient, guided dentistry, digital quality control. These are the 6 principles for me that I believe will guide modern dentistry. So philosophically, it's very, very clear. Now, in each one of these 6 areas, many solutions will just improve, become faster, more simple, more affordable. But one of the key things to make technology help more people is automation. Many steps need to be automatic, intuitive, and for that, we need artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is the next big thing in dentistry for sure. In many areas, it's starting to evolve. And in smile design, it's going to, from simple steps of overlapping files all the way to clicking a button and having the 3D teeth already placed in a very almost ideal position with the face, really understanding the face automatically and suggesting 3D projects to speed up the process and save time. Yeah.
Wow. That's really neat. That's really cool.
That's where we are going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with all the contact that you have throughout the world, you have friends everywhere. Do you have, are there pivotal people in your career that really changed the path for you, or the people that inspired you the most to kind of led you to where you are?
Oh yeah. And I'm always very happy to be able to to mention the most important ones that really impacted my life. And I hope not to forget anybody, but of course, it starts with my father, you know, with his way of thinking dentistry. I really think he's a very, very important pioneer in our profession, mainly in Brazil. His holistic vision, his comprehensive vision, always seeing the big picture. He's really always been decades ahead of his time, and always an inspiration for me to think outside the box. Then in Brazil, I had a couple of great mentors at the beginning, you know, Paulo Cano, a master dentist technician here in Brazil, was always a great inspiration for me, one of my first teachers. And Dario Adolfi, another one that really inspired me as a technician. He was also, both Paulo Cano and Dario Adolfi were always also dentist technicians, and they were my teachers at the beginning, and really helped me first to see that I could be very happy and very successful as a technician, that I didn't need to leave dental technology to go for dentistry as do clinical to be successful, right? So that was a big thing. Then, you know, when I moved to US, you know, Dr. David Garber was my main reference, was my American father and my partner for 5 years. We worked closely together for 5 years, and we did amazing things together. And he was really a guide for me. Then I moved to Europe, and in Europe, I had a couple of guys that really guided me and mentored me. One was Galip Grell, the first dentist that was really also a smile designer, and I always wanted to really understand what it means to be a smile designer. Yes. And he was a smile designer, and many of the things that DSD does today in terms of patient relationship, visual communication, facial analysis, started with my work with Galip, and we were learning from each other, and he was a great mentor. Then another one more on the philosophical side and on the business side of dentistry, Nitzan Bichacho, for me, one of the most amazing professors and one of the most brilliant minds in dentistry. Very low key. Nitzan Bichacho from Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv. Okay.
Yeah. So he was really, he has been, every time I have an important decision, I talk to him, and he's a great friend and a great guide for me. And then in the business world, you know, once I started with DSD, I started to shift from technical clinical into the business world, and I was able to meet my initial partner here in Madrid that really allowed DSD to happen here in Spain, and to partner up with Nemotech Software was Jose Alvarez, that was my partner for a few years, and an amazing pioneer, an amazing businessman that really guided me and inspired me a lot on the business side. So I believe these are of course, there's so many people that contributed to my career and helped me and inspired me, but probably the major ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to hear how the evolution of it all too. I mean, I know a lot of the people you mentioned, but some I don't, and worldwide, all over the place.
I would, if I may, I would add, of course, Michael Cohen from Seattle Study Club.
Yeah.
It was, and John Coyce. These two guys, even though they were, when I was starting, they were already at the peak. And they, before even knowing me, before even knowing my full capacity, or they saw something beyond what everybody was seeing, they, you know, they said, you know, go forward. You have the skills. You're going to make it. Count on us. And many times when bad situations were happening, they really stand by my side in critical moments of my career, when things really got a little nasty here and there, and there was some politics going on. Michael Cohen, John Coyce helped me from day one. Yeah.
Christian, it's funny. One of the gentlemen that you mentioned, I had never heard of until this week. A good friend of mine in Australia said, "Hey, you need to check out Federico Ferrari's live." And I didn't know who it was with. And I went on, and it was Nitzan. And wow, is all I have to say. It was impressive stuff. I'd never heard of him, and I hadn't heard him speak, and his presentation, his knowledge was another level. Really amazing stuff.
Yeah, but these are the mentors. And then I had amazing partners as well, like collaborators, people that I worked as brothers, you know. They were not my mentors. I was not their mentors. We were helping each other. And the first one I would mention is Marcelo Calamita, my partner for 25 years in dentistry. Then I had Livio Yoshinaga, another brilliant guy that was my partner for many years. Florin Kofar, one of the most brilliant young guys in dentistry, still today. And all my partners that I have today in my company, starting with my brothers that are just amazing, amazing professionals. You know, Brandon McDonald, that is my marketing partner, that I learned so much. And I found that marketing is actually one of my passions because of him, and I have been evolving into becoming a marketeer and understanding human behavior and psychology and decision-making process and so on. So I'm very lucky and very blessed. Amazing people from moment one till today.
Yeah, that's incredible. All right, let's get back to a good one, Amanda.
Well, you want to do a personal one?
No, I want to know if he was shipwrecked on a deserted island and all your human needs like food and water were taken care of. You're fine.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Give me 2 items that you would have to have with you.
And you can't say Nicole and the kids because we know that. Let's say we're talking about on an island with nothing else, and you can only have
just me, nobody else.
Nobody else.
And I had to pick 2 things.
2 things.
But water and food.
I think water and food. I'm not going to say. I want to see if I'm right. I think I can get one right. Go ahead.
Good music and a gin tonic.
I said music. I knew it. I still have your DSD Yacht Week playlist that I play sometimes during my composite hands-on, and I love it because it's, you know, it's very international. It's like all this music that I would never even have, right? So when I play it, people are like, "Where did you get that from?"
Yeah, I have a couple of new ones. You should follow. There's I invest a lot of time, you know, polishing and curating my playlist. So.
Yeah, I need an updated playlist from you for sure.
I have on Spotify, all DSD. You put DSD, there's a bunch.
There was DSD Groove I have. And
that's one of the DSD Groove Selection is one of the best.
Ooh. All right, I need
to play that at the next course, Amanda. Don't worry.
So I said that. I said music for sure. He's going to choose music. Yeah, that's good. But
gin and tonic, I like that idea too. That sounds good.
Well, do you have a favorite artist, singer, songwriter?
Yeah, singer. I have. You know, I'm kind of pretty old school. I love every kind of music, and I really research about music and take it seriously. You know, but my preferred singer, man, is Nat King Cole, and women, Ella Fitzgerald.
Wow.
I like the duo.
How would people pick? Yeah.
You can't go wrong with these 2.
No, they're awesome.
They're so cool.
If you were, what's another good one? I like that. Okay. If you're in a car by yourself and no one's looking, what would you be doing?
Nobody's looking. I would be listening to music, of course, but something that I do a lot, and my wife makes a lot of fun of me, is that I mentally rehearse the important moments that I believe will be right ahead of me. So if I'm constantly having ideas, and then I'm rehearsing internally how I'm going to explain the idea, how I'm going to convince that person, how I'm going to lecture about that topic, how I'm going to explain that concept on a live. So I'm not making noise, but I'm speaking with my hands by myself on the shower or in the car. And I'm like this. And sometimes I look and there's somebody looking at me and saying, what is going on with this guy? Or when I'm jogging and I'm like suddenly like in the mood, like really going through that process of understanding the perfect speech, the perfect behavior for the idea that I just had. So I do that a lot.
That's really interesting. And by the way, you don't jog, you run. Okay. He runs because I consider myself a runner. I used to be a runner until I have bad knees. But I remember when I went with you and Nicole, and I said, well, I'll go with you guys, but you know,
You did great.
you're not gonna run really fast, right? I mean, like I go for, you know, length of time. Like I want to go for an hour. He's like, oh yeah, no, real easy, no problem. Forget it. They were full on running. It was no jogging. I was gonna die. And I mean,
That's something that is killing me. I cannot run. I cannot leave home. I'm locked here. So probably maybe next week they're gonna open for jogging outside.
Yeah, no, I've since the past few years I can't run anymore. I got to do the Peloton now, so it's a different type of workout. I miss running outside though.
I never ever liked it, and I played soccer till I was 24 years old. I'll play 3 games in a row. That's fine. But to tell me to go run aimlessly and I lose my mind. I want to stop and do like a keynote on the side of the road after 15 minutes because I'm bored running straight. I'm like, this is the worst. I can't do it. So bad at it.
I run with music. So the music is, and then running is a meditation for me. I really, it's my 1 hour meditation that I do. My brain just cleans up and I'm somewhere else. It's good. It's good.
Did you play any other sports growing up? I mean, because you're athletic, you swim really fast in Speedos, you run really fast. Is there anything else you do?
No, I grew up playing a lot of soccer, of course, and tennis. Tennis was my preferred one when I was 18, 19. I even thought about, delaying school and trying to play a little bit, so I played series 13 to 19 tennis and soccer always as well. Then I played soccer in college. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I stayed 10 years without almost no sports. On my 20s, I was working day, night, and crazy with no money and babies and crazy. So when I went to US, that life got a little bit more stable.
Yeah.
I went back to sports and I really went full power on soccer first, and then back to tennis on my 30s, and I missed those times.
But did you ever do any like artistic things? Because you're so artistic, Christian. I mean, you know, they say that about all dentists are artistic. Yes and no. I mean, but I've seen not just the work that you do, but the way you can lay things out graphically from a design standpoint. I've seen you draw. I mean, when did this start early on? I mean, like in high school, did you do anything?
No, it was actually, I always loved drawing, and since I was like 4, 5, 6, I was already doing very nice drawings. That was something that I was born with, and my mom used to tell the stories. All my brothers are very talented with their hands as well, but I was the one drawing day and night and really playing with that. So that was my passion. And growing up, my dream was to be an architect or a designer. That was my thing, and by chance I picked dentistry. Thank God I was able to be a smile architect or a smile. So find my profession inside dentistry. But at one point, when I finished dental school, I was so not happy with the clinical dentistry, the basic dentistry, that I went back into art school and I did 1 year of art school.
I didn't know that.
And I wanted to give up on dentistry and become an artist. But an interesting moment an epiphany moment was when I was in one of these classes of drawings, and the teacher was teaching us. It was a very good art school in São Paulo, Brazil. And he was giving us all the insights about what are the skills that you need to become a good drawer and a good sculptor. First, that you need to start with 2D to go to 3D. He was talking about that. And he was talking about perspective, perception, light and shadow, line angles, volumes, arrangements and design. And while he was mentioning all these cool things, the first thing that came to my mind was the smile. And that was the moment that I said, okay, I'm going to go back to dentistry because maybe I can find art and I can find design inside dentistry. So it was a big moment for me. And I came back to dentistry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's fascinating. I don't think I knew that you went to art school, but it's evident actually because, you know, when I came out of school, I've always been on a CE track and I've heard tons of people lecture and excellent clinicians, but I remember the first time I ever saw you lecture, and I mean, you were so charismatic, you're a good presenter, speaker, but I remember looking at your slides, just your presentation itself, and it just stood out in my mind. I'm like, it's beautiful. It's so, and beautiful in the sense of, it's not just because it's a beautiful photo, it's the artistry and the way the slides presented themselves. I've never seen a dental lecture look like that before. So
yeah, thank you, because that's one of my passions, is to translate education or translate art in education, or education through art. Meaning, there's so many people nowadays that take amazing pictures in dentistry and they just put beautiful slides for the sake of putting beautiful slides.
Right.
And I never really thought it was a waste of time just to make things just some. You need a meeting, you need an educational purpose. There's a reason for every color, every corner, every word, every arrow, every transition. So I always try to really make an educational process look beautiful, and not just do something beautiful without an education behind it. So the way I was putting lectures together was something that I was working very hard and really learning from the process. And I actually, for a certain period of time, became like a second job for me to help others. I was giving consultancies, I was training some top speakers. Actually, all the top guys that I worked with, I was putting many of their lectures together that I still see today, their slides from those time, or some specific styles and ideas and concepts of teaching, you know, that people are now using. And it's nice to see way back the nights that I was thinking and creating the graphics and the designs to explain the emergence profile of an abutment and the impact on the soft tissue. You know, the movement of the contact point and the way the papilla folds, you know, and so through graphics, education becomes fun.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. If you haven't seen Christian's lectures before, which I think at this point everybody in the world has, but I think we see more of it now. But 10 years ago, when I first saw your lecture, it really stood out because nobody was really doing it like that.
Yeah, that time was because that's when was probably my peak as a artistic lecture creator, right? At that time. Nowadays is much more conceptual. Of course, I love beautiful stuff and I always try to make it, but there's much less effort because there's so many other things that I have to do, or less investment in time. You know, at those times I would spend like hundreds of hours to put like a 45-minute lecture together, really thinking
That's
about
one of
everything.
my favorite parts of teaching. I like creating the lecture and the slide.
Mm-hmm.
But the thinking process, that's the fun part, you know. The steps of making people understand the thought and then translate that into nice slides, you know, that's the beauty of modern teaching, I would say.
Yeah. And it's the hardest part, right? Because you need to be able to teach it in a way it makes sense in your mind, but sometimes it doesn't translate. It's not simple enough for somebody looking in to just look at it and understand. You know, if you couldn't say a single word and they just look at your slide, do they understand what you're trying to teach on that screen? And that is the challenge.
It's almost like not needing to speak over the slide. You know, that's when the presentation is very good. You know, we know that we shouldn't be using pointers or things like this and moving all over, but really trying to build the transitions and the way things show up. First, transforming the lecture into a video. It needs to, slides cannot be segmented. One slide needs to look like the continuation of the previous. So you need to leave many of the elements and always copy paste the slides and make these transitions as a build-ups, you know, all the way from the beginning to the end. So having the feeling that is a one story from the beginning to the end, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good. So is there anything else that you can teach us that we don't know?
Oof. Do you know how to make a very good gin tonic?
With this,
no, tell us. We might need an Instagram live for that.
Well, we need to do it live. You know?
Mine just ended, so I'm going to save it and I'm going to reopen because I'm sure people like myself
to know.
I want to hear this gin tonic because I'm going to go home and make one.
I actually have one of my partners at the DSD company is actually a gin tonic. I love drinking. And he taught me, you know, the tricks, and we should do a live once just on gin tonic, you know, because it's different than just putting, you know, whatever gin and then throwing the tonic on top and say this is the gin tonic. It's different than really using the right spices, the right proportion, the way you throw the tonic without losing the bubbles, you know, the way you put the smell on top. And
okay, listen, hold on a second. I don't mind doing another live with you. I do it every day with you because you know I love you and all. Yeah. But I expect an email with this recipe when this is done because I've had a hell of a week of emergencies and I need a cocktail when I get home.
Okay. I will make sure. I will actually send you, because you know that Spain became the center of gin tonics. Spain was somehow involved on making gin tonic trendy again, you know, years ago. And you have the best bars with gin tonic here, and I don't know exactly why, but became a big thing here. So they have a friend of mine, this expert gave me a box that is amazing with all the spices and the instruments to make it, and with a very special gin as well. So next time we meet, I will bring you one of those boxes.
I look forward to it.
Is it hard to get these spices? I mean, these spices, things that we can get at the regular grocery store?
Yeah. Things that you can, if you put, but this box is very nice. This comes with like 8 of the best combinations with gin and tonic, and then you have the extra fruit that you can pick according to the combination with the gin. Like in life, it's all about the details. If you really want to go from great to super great, you know.
Yes. No.
That couldn't be more true. And obviously, you're very into details. I mean, your story is incredible. This was an amazing hour for me. I'm sure, same as Amanda. And we know you, so it was awesome to get to know a little more of you. And I'm sure everybody enjoyed it. I mean, this was amazing.
Thank you so much. You know, you guys are kind souls and great friends. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys wanted to actually interview me or chat with me. It really means a lot to me.
Yeah, no, you know, it's been fun that, I mean, like last week we did John Coyce, and everybody knows John. Everybody knows the contributions that he's given to dentistry. Same with you. It's so enormous. You can't even, when you sit here and talk about DSD all day long, but we want to just let people kind of see you, the Christian, the John, the personality, you know, just the funny side, the colorful side, and there's a lot of it. So
there's many things beyond dentistry, you know. We should all appreciate, we are all so passionate about dentistry that sometimes we give a little bit too much attention to dentistry, you know. So just stepping back, looking at the big picture, seeing what really matters, enjoying the simple things, and above all, for me, it's friendship. That's what I love about being alive. So hopefully this crisis will go away so we can meet in person soon and have a gin tonic together. I
look forward to it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. And I would like that recipe.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Very good. Right. Well, Christian, thank you again for your time, man. This was awesome.
Pleasure. We stay in touch.
All right. Stay safe. Bye, everyone. Thank you.